How's it? My first time. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, damn Benji, that's rather personal. What on earth is motivating you to share a story as like special and probably should be kept secret as that? So it's a leg day, naturally. Pump was good, and I'm feeling like a story time. So without further ado, let's get into the first time your boy Benji went to the gym. So for all you dirty-minded fuckers, keep holding your breath, because you're never gonna know that one. But what you are gonna know is the first time I went to the gym. So let me take you back on a journey about 4 years ago now. Your boy was looking in the mirror one evening after a shower, as a young lad might do, and I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, well, there are two major issues I want to fix. One of them I'm still unable to fix, but you know, you get what you get. The other one, however, I was more lucky with, and there is in fact a way to improve your physique. So the journey began. Now, like a lot of people, it started off with the in secret bathroom floor sit-ups and push-ups, which, to be completely honest, I think I got away with in secretive, like, completely. See, I was never a fat kid, but I was a skinny kid with a little bit of a tummy. On one holiday in particular, I came back after eating a lot of food, and the tummy had appeared for the first time, hence my journey began. Now, the sit-ups and push-ups actually did a lot of work, to be completely honest with you. I went from no pack to a six-pack, and I actually have the old videos and photos of me transforming to the point where I got a six-pack, which was pretty flipping cool to be honestly look back at, because that's really the beginning of my journey. From there, I discovered my dad had a set of dumbbells and a bench. So naturally, I went onto YouTube and I began my search of how to do dumbbell movement exercises. And as one might in the beginning stages of gym, and you'll most likely have a similar story unless you're far more dedicated than I was, I skipped legs consistently for holy fuck, what a prick, for about the next 2 years almost. So 2 out of my 4 years I didn't do legs consistently, which is not ideal. Hence, legs are a bit behind in my physique, but however, they are catching, and I'm working hard in order for them to catch. So naturally, the dumbbell workouts began, and I actually began to build myself a pretty decent physique. So this was during quarantine, is where I pretty much started using gym equipment. And my friend and gym partner, still to this day, he had one of those cable machines that has everything in one. Absolutely dog shit machine, but it's all we needed in the day. And that's where I made the beginnings of my gains. And looking back at it, it's quite a fond group of memories. We were just like fucking around in a garage to, how old were we then? We must have been 16. 2 16-year-olds messing around in a garage and having a jolly old time working out. It was brilliant. So gains progressed. We gradually grew and grew. Then during quarantine, at one period, gyms opened up again, but only specific ones. Now these gyms were almost like black markets back in the day, let me tell you. So obviously and naturally, gyms weren't allowed to be open because COVID, yucky, cough, bacteria, and gym equipment, everyone's touching everything. So it is like a cesspool of dirt, which is really grim that it's one of my favorite places to spend my time. And I don't consider myself a dirty person. However, yeah, that fact kind of may make that statement a bit more unbelievable. So I continue my journey through cesspools of dirt, gradually gaining gains, getting bigger, you know, loving the progress I'm seeing. And one day we discovered that you could find these black market gyms. Now, you may be thinking, ooh, scary black market. However, it's not that exciting. It's just a name that I've decided to give it because, quite honestly, that is what it was. It was a gym that was not legally allowed to be open. However, it was open nonetheless. So, in these black market gyms, naturally you still had to wear a mask. However, I'm not entirely sure how well kept that rule was. And if police came by, the shutters went down and the workouts were in the dark. Now, also in my country where I live, power is an issue. So more often than not, it would also just be in the dark in general, because there wouldn't be power, no AC. It was just a sweaty, dirty place, hence black market, illegal, etc, etc. So we continued our game growth there. Eventually, over time, the other gyms began to open as COVID began to lay back and the regulations came down, thank goodness. Although I can't say that my days of COVID isolation were particularly isolated. Besides for that the full quarantine when I was doing gym workouts at home, I didn't leave my house for a very long time, which in the grand scheme of things wasn't a particularly bright game plan. Now, as gyms began to open, we had a larger variety of equipment, hence the real gym adventure began, in my opinion at least. This is when I started to take gym seriously and started to see some real gains. So, as one does, you see a bit of progress and you lay on the brakes a bit, which is really not ideal for optimum muscle growth. You want to be full flat gas 24/7, 365 the whole time you're doing gym. Otherwise, you are going to plateau. And at this point, I still didn't quite know what eating properly was. I know I was quite deep into gym. However, for someone that has quite significantly made gym a part of my life, and a lot of my life revolves around gym, I do not know a lot about gym. I do a lot of gym. I've learned gradually, but it's taken me a long time, and I think that's due to my squirrel brain, as I've been told before. So gains were growing, not significantly, and then it brings us to what I would say the most significant part in my gym adventure, which would be the last year. This last year, I have learned how to eat. I have learned how to train properly to not mild discomfort, but rather failure. Well, not complete failure. I think it's completely impossible to train to failure on your own willpower. However, much more, a much better version of failure than it used to be. I actually trained to failure, you know, if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. And as a result, the gains have been crazy. Now, with that in mind, bodybuilding show is in the calendar. We are about 7 or 8 weeks out, I believe. No, I think it's 7. And I'm excited, you know, it's been a journey, this whole gym thing. And it's definitely never going to end. It's definitely just going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life. However, it was definitely one of the best starting decisions I ever made. And that decision came from me looking in the mirror at 15 years old and thinking, I'm tubby. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the story. Hope it was a little bit, you know, entertaining, insightful, whatever you may want to take out of it. Don't take anything I say too seriously. I'm no doctor, no genius, no scientist. However, I hope you've enjoyed, and we will see you tomorrow.